How rich do you have to be able to give away millions of dollars to random people on a regular basis? The answer is Mr. Beast rich, and you won't believe how loaded he actually is. When someone gains popularity as an influencer and begins to build their own fortune, people begin to wonder if the person came from money or if they truly started their business from nothing. So it was only natural that as Mr. Beast's millions increased, people began to question whether he had a family fortune. Mr. Beast doesn't have a rich family history. He was born in Kansas and considered middle class. While he was growing up, his parents were active-duty military, and they moved around a lot, but he has always had an entrepreneurial spirit. When he was a teenager, Mr. Beast began by reselling Counter-Strike knives online. He had his own account on Shopify, would purchase the knives for $10 and resell them for $20 to make a profit. That business enterprise lasted for as long as his mother didn't know. Once she found out, the business was shut down. Although many may look to Mr. Beast's past to understand why and how he's gotten this far, the man himself doesn't think much of it. He told Rolling Stone, "I'm very forward-thinking. The past. It's already happened. I'm trying to conquer the future." Mr. Beast's channel began in 2012, but that doesn't mean he immediately began making money.
I better have 1 million subscribers when you guys see this.
His first video was posted when he was about to turn 13 years old, but he didn't enter millionaire status until much later. So when exactly did he begin making money? His career skyrocketed in 2017 when a video about him counting to 100,000 went viral. It was then that he became more popular and his channel started getting the traction it now has. Soon after that, he became one of the highest paid content creators on YouTube and won different awards as a content creator and social media star. During his interview with Forbes, Mr. Beast made it clear that at the beginning of his career, he kept his digital presence separate from his life, and not many people knew about it. Later, when he dropped out of college to pursue the project full-time, his mother kicked him out of the house. 3 years after his 2017 video went viral, however, Mr. Beast was making $24 million a year with no signs of slowing down. His earnings continued to increase as more people and brands found his channel. After watching his videos and realizing how much money Mr. Beast gives away, you have to wonder how much money he actually makes. Considering the fact that Mr. Beast didn't start making money until 5 years into his YouTube channel, it's reasonable to assume that the sums of money he makes every year varies and changes depending on the content, his brand deals, and the exposure he has each year. According to The Social Blade, Mr. Beast's YouTube channel got an average of about 48 million views per day as of mid-2023. Which means he may make anywhere between $12,000 and $191,900 per day. However, this changes constantly as the views on each video vary, and the earnings will fluctuate. His videos can make anywhere from $1,500 to $350,800. Money Made estimates Mr. Beast makes around $3 million per month off his YouTube channel alone. While in 2020 he made $24 million, by 2021 he was making nearly $50 million a year. Nonetheless, Mr. Beast told Rolling Stone that for him it isn't all about the money. He proclaimed, "I don't give a about money. I don't want to live my life chasing the next shiny object. It's a sad, miserable way to go about life." It's safe to assume that Mr. Beast has made most of his fortune from his YouTube channel. The estimated $3 million per month that he makes comes from advertisements. According to Money Made, the sharing model that was created for YouTube ads typically gives creators around 55% of the income generated from said ads. However, Mr. Beast hasn't made all of his money simply from YouTube ads. Another way in which he has grown his fortune is through sponsorships and brand partnerships. These deals mean that he will use his videos to promote a product or a service, tailoring it to whatever brand he is working with. He also has his own merchandise which fans can buy. As a business person, Mr. Beast knew how to use his exposure to create other ventures. That is how Mr. Beast Burger came to be. Forbes reported that in 2021 he earned $3 million with his stakes in the company, which represented 4% of the sales. This business started with a company owned by Robert Earl from Planet Hollywood Virtual Dining Concepts. Mr. Beast also created a second business startup, Feastables, which sells candy bars.
This is our new Feastables milk chocolate bar.
Oh man.
You like it or are you an idiot?
No, I'm not an idiot. It's great.
Ding, ding, ding.
In July 2023, Money Made announced that Mr. Beast's net worth had reached $105 million and that he was aiming to reach the $1 billion mark with his business and investments. With his channel alone making over $54 million a year, it's expected to see him grow his net worth even more. When talking about the growth of his business and his brand, MrBeast told Rolling Stone, "5 years ago, I had to raise my hand to go use the bathroom. This is the tip of the iceberg. Give me 20 years, and then see what we will accomplish." Back in 2022, when Forbes interviewed him, MrBeast was making an annual income of $32 million from YouTube ads on his different channels and $9 million in sponsorships and brand partnerships. He was highlighted for being the YouTube personality with the most subscribers on a global scale. By the end of that year, he was labeled as the highest-earning social media creator with an income of $110 million. He said, "A lot of people still see YouTubers as a subclass of influencers. They still just don't truly understand the influence a lot of creators have." Inevitably, making money means spending money. A lot of the money MrBeast has earned goes back into his YouTube videos and brand advertisements. During the Iced Coffee Hour podcast, MrBeast discussed how he spends his money on his channel. He explained that he spends between $7 million and $8 million per month to make his videos, saying, "How do I think it's best spent? Just making the best YouTube videos possible. I mean, if we want to sell more Feastables bars or merch, or get better brand deals, it all literally just stems around people watching the videos." Most of MrBeast's money goes into building his businesses, gaining more exposure, and creating the content that has gained him so many followers. Aside from the millions that go into his YouTube channels, with $4 million of that going into his main account, he spends a few $100,000 on Beast Reacts and Beast Gaming, $1 million a month on Feastables promotion and stocking, and a couple $1 million on MrBeast Burger. For many people, investing means investing in real estate. That is something that MrBeast seems to have embraced from the moment his YouTube channel took off. According to the Economic Times, he made his first home purchase back in 2018, a house in Greenville, North Carolina, that was worth $320,000. 2 years later, he purchased another home for about $263,000. That was the beginning of his investment in the neighborhood, as he slowly began to buy more houses in the area for his family and employees. Later on, he would go on to give away houses to random people as well.
"I just bought this house and I'm gonna give it to Chandler."
Really?
No,
Bruh.
but I am gonna give it to a pizza delivery guy.
The New York Post reported he ended up purchasing 5 houses in the neighborhood where he grew up. After he bought the second house in 2020, he went for 3 more properties that were not listed on the market, purchasing all 3 of them for $1.45 million. Although MrBeast spends a lot of his money on his YouTube channel, marketing for his other brands and real estate, he also drops a lot of cash on one of his biggest passions: cars. According to First Sports, there are 4 main cars that MrBeast owns or is rumored to own. The first is a BMW i8, which he has owned for a few years. His followers know how much he likes his German hybrid because the car is featured on one of his YouTube videos entitled "I Bought an Expensive Car Using Only $1 Bills." He also owns a Tesla Model 3, which was a gift from a YouTuber. The car was repainted and designed especially for him, which pushed MrBeast to announce that he wouldn't be driving it because it would make him too recognizable. MrBeast regularly drives a Dodge Grand Caravan, but is rumored to also own a Lamborghini Huracan Spider. He has been seen giving away Lamborghinis to his friends in the past, which makes fans wonder if he owns one for himself. One time, he organized a contest for the Spanish version of his channel in which his friends raced Lamborghinis and whoever won got to keep the car. From the beginning of his career, MrBeast has been known for making videos giving away large sums of money to followers and random people.
Yeah, hopefully it makes a difference.
Many believe he does this in order to get traction and gain more views, but he also seems to be committed to continuing to give money away as long as he keeps making it. On his YouTube channel, Beast Philanthropy, he has a disclaimer that says, "100% of the profits from my ad revenue, merch sales, and sponsorships will go towards making the world a better place." Back in 2020, he tweeted, "I want to build other channels like Beast Gaming and Beast Reacts so I can run my main channel at a loss and grow as big as possible. And then use my main channel's influence to one day open hundreds of homeless shelters/food banks and give away all the money." However, a large part of his giveaways goes to his fans. Esports highlighted that MrBeast has given away some of the largest rewards on YouTube, including a private island worth $800,000, $1 million to split between 100 participants in one of his videos, $1 million to a contest winner, over $1 million worth of his bars, and another private island worth $2 million.